understanding culture, society, and politics. On today's learning episode, we'll be discussing about forms of tangible and intangible heritage. Let us now identify our learning objectives. At the end of the learning episode, you're expected to give the meaning of tangible and intangible heritage. Identify the threats of tangible and intangible heritage. Enumerate tangible and intangible heritage threats. Let us now proceed to the pretest prior to our lesson. Choose the letter of the best answer. Write your answer on a sheet of paper. You're given 5 seconds to answer each question. Question number 1. It includes buildings, historic places, such as monuments and artifacts. The choices are A. Tangible, B. Intangible, C. Heritage, D. Culture. The correct answer is tangible, letter A. Question number 2. What does the letter C in UNESCO stands for? Choices are A. Culture, B. Cultural, C. Culturation, D. Culinary. Correct answer is B. Cultural. Question number 3. It includes oral tradition, performing arts, social practices, rituals, festive events. The choices are A. Heritage, B. Tangible, C. Intangible, D. Cultural. The correct answer is letter C. Intangible. Question number 4. The following disaster exposes cultural heritage except. Choices are A. Earthquakes, B. Floods, C. Typhoons, D. Stampede. The correct answer is letter D. Stampede. Fifth and final question for our pretest. It was mentioned that societies have been trapped in blank divide where the majority of those most concerned about intangible heritage are communities from the rural areas who do not have access to information and communication links. The choices are A. Cultural, B. Communication, D. C. Digital, D. Values. The correct answer is letter C. Digital. Let us now proceed to the recap before the lesson. By matching column A with column B, we are to determine the function of each theoretical perspective. Letter A sees society as a system with parts. Letter B sees society as an arena. Letter C, it explores the issues with its meaning. Which of the number, structural finalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interaction match with ABC? Let us check. A goes with structural functionalism, while number 2 is conflict theory, letter B, and number 3, symbolic interactionism, goes with letter C. Let's now proceed to our lesson proper. Cultural heritage is a representation of the ways of living developed by society or group and passed on from generation to generation. It is created to inform and can be distinguished in the following: architectures like buildings, houses, and structures; artifacts such as books, documents, objects, images, clothing, accessories, and jars; things that make people who they are, like oral stories, values, laws, norms, rituals, and tradition. Cultural heritage helps historians and archaeologists understand the way of living of people of yesterday. Through these objects, we are presented with facts, figures that help us draw the landscape of the world as it was once. Forms of tangible and intangible heritage. Legacy is what remains after one's time handed down from generation to another. Legacy, one's life, is magnified through life and living. It is said that legacy is what cultural heritage is. Having at one time referred exclusively to the monumental remains of cultures, cultural heritage as a concept has gradually come to include new categories as follows. Tangible heritage. A tangible heritage is a physical artifact or object significant to the archaeology, architecture science, or technology of a specific culture. This means that this type of heritage is perceptible, touchable, or concrete. Objects that can be stored are included in this category, such as traditional clothing, utensils, vehicles, documents, public works and architecture built and constructed by cultural group. Examples are building, historical places, monuments, temples, graves, roads, and bridges. Meanwhile, intangible heritage is not a physical or concrete item. It exists intellectually in the culture that includes songs, myths, voices, values, traditions, oral history. We consider tangible heritage to be inextricably bound up with intangible heritage. In conservation projects, we aim to preserve both. In addition, cultural heritage is an expression of the ways of living developed by a community and passed on from generation to generation, including customs, practices, places, objects, artistic expressions, and values. Cultural heritage is often expressed as either intangible or tangible cultural heritage. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, was established in 1945. One of the functions of the said organization is promoting cultural acceptance between nations while protecting historical sites and improving technology to aid in the distribution of resources and energy. It also has to secure the safety of individual expression and basic human rights. According to UNESCO, the preservation and acknowledgement of different cultures is another important part of the organization's work. Cultural heritage is a wide concept. We prepare to concentrate on the similarities between the various heritage sectors instead of on their own differences. It can categorize as either tangible or intangible. Let us remember, tangible also means perceptible, touchable, concrete, or physical. Our natural, cultural, tangible, and intangible heritage represent our past, culture, and identity. Societies have been trapped in the digital divide, where majority of those most concerned about intangible heritage, for example, are communities in the rural areas who do not have access to information and communication links. There are threats to tangible and intangible heritage. Cultural heritage exposed to numerous disasters resulting from natural hazards such as earthquakes, floods, and cyclones, and increasingly from human-induced hazards like arson, armed conflict, and civil unrest. Examples of these are the earthquake in Bohol, armed conflict, and civil unrest in Marawi City that have caused serious damage to tangible and intangible attributes of cultural heritage sites, ranging from historical buildings, museum, historic settlement, as well as cultural landscape. Another would be the culture change that occurs almost in a daily manner by the people of the modern age. The preservation of this culture structure are in danger, especially when the most of the present culture try to create newer and better structures to cater the never-ending wants of the modern people of this age. Let us now proceed to our activities. Say the truth. Write true if the what is the statement is stating is correct, and false if the statement is incorrect. Let's start. Traditional clothing, utensils, vehicles, documents, public works, and architecture are examples of tangible heritage. 2. Song, myths, beliefs, superstition, oral poetry, stories are examples of intangible heritage. 3. Authenticity of origins, attributes, and intention of cultural heritage is one of the issues concerning the sources of our culture. And number 4. Preservation of cultural heritage is important for the society. Let us now check our answers. Number 1 is true. Definitely number 2 is also true. 3 and 4, yes, they are all true. Let us have another activity. Write D if the picture shows intangible heritage and I if intangible heritage. The vegan house in Ilocos Sur. Tangible or intangible? The correct answer is tangible. Next picture. Baybayin. Tangible? Rizal Monument. Tangible? Mambabatok tattoo artist. Tangible or intangible? Correct answer is intangible. Courting by serenading. Tangible or intangible? Correct answer is intangible. I know that you have learned a lot from today's lesson. Let's give it one more boost. Write at least 5 examples of the following. You may write your answer right after our video presentation. For our valuing, let us write an essay. If you found that your ancestors are from the side of your father are painters, and your mother is a former cultural artist, how can you use this to enhance your craft as a budding artist and promote it to your friends? Likewise, you may write down your essay right after our video. Use the rubric below as your guide. We're not yet done. Let's have our post test. Read and analyze each statement and identify what is asked or described in each item. Write the letter of the correct answer on any piece of paper. Question number 1. The following are examples of threat to heritage except armed conflict, tsunami, civil unrest, activism. The correct answer is D. Activism. Question number 2. The destruction of the old century church in Bohol was caused by blank. A. Tsunami, B. Earthquake, C. Armed conflict, D. Civil unrest. The correct answer is B. Earthquake. Question number 3. UNESCO was established in what year? A. 1946, B. 1954, C. 1945, and letter D. 1964. The correct answer is 1945. Question number 4. The following are functions of UNESCO except A. Improving technology, B. Creating anarchy, C. protecting historical sites. B. Promoting cultural acceptance. The correct answer is B. Creating anarchy. Fifth and final question for our post test. It magnifies one's life and living. Letter A. Collection. B. Treasure. C. Trophy. D. Legacy. The correct answer is letter D. Legacy. I hope you learned a lot from our lesson this morning. Until next time, see you!